Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about just an amazing story that I just read. I'll put a link in the description to the video, to this article. And it's about, it's about a child who's now an adult, but she is recalling what it was like to live with her father, who initially had become addicted to these sort of powerlifting drugs, and then, his addiction then morphed into, more hardcore street drugs, and it, basically destroyed their family or close to it and nearly killed their father. So it says here, he didn't look like a stereotypical drug addict, talking about her father. But when he fled to South Africa with all our savings, it was obvious this is what he had become. When I tell people that a drug addiction nearly killed my dad, I know what most of them are thinking: heroin, crack, meth, or ket. Those substances that steal your soul and slowly wreak havoc on your body. I was 13 when my parents' marriage fell apart, disintegrating suddenly and seemingly without warning over a few gray November weeks. My dad's drug addiction didn't ravage his body. Instead, it built it. At 17 stone, 7 pounds, he was a powerlifter. He looked like something of an Adonis. They said all the boys coveted his physique. She says, we grew up on a working class household, 4 kids, Formica table. Makes me laugh. It brings back memories of my own childhood growing up in England. In the mid-60s, my dad was a skinny kid with a shaved head who knocked around the estate in bother boots. So if you're familiar with Dr. Martens, bother boots, B-O-V-V, not bother, B-O-V-V-E-R, bother boots, and bleached Levi's. Oh my God, I am still, you can take the boy out of England, not England out of the boy. In a decade later, in 1988, he won his first championship. I guess he won his first powerlifting. Up until November of 1990, my parents, who had met at 14 and married at 19, had seemed ridiculously happy. With a villa in Spain and a brand new red Escort XL3i on the driveway. We looked as if we had it all together. My first car was a hand-me-down Ford Escort red, not the XL3i, just the plain XL3. Oh my God, I feel like I'm almost living my childhood. And she talks about the fact that he met some other woman. He ran off to South Africa with all their savings, which she says was 35,000 pounds in cash, about $50,000. 2 weeks later, after paying cash for a flat, which is like a condo, in Cape Town and burning through the rest in an extended drugs binge, he returned home without a penny. He walked through the airport with only the clothes on his back, begged my mum to take him back, and confessed that he had become addicted to steroids and cocaine. To say that my mum was shocked is the understatement of the century. Sometime in the mid-80s, Dad sustained an injury. A bloke in the gym offered him something to speed up his recovery. So here's what happened. I mean, he just started to use steroids, and then he went to other drugs. And she says eventually, miraculously, he got clean. Somehow in the middle of all of that mess, I found faith. My mum and brother followed, and one day my dad did too. In the summer of 1993, they were baptized together, and a few months later renewed their wedding vows. Slowly, they began to rebuild their life. So this is a really really crazy story. It's well worth reading. Just some of the things they talk about here. Growing up in England, and it just brings back so many memories on a personal level. So take a look at this, but I think really the moral of the story is just how easy it is to start with one substance and to progress, right? Here's the dad, powerlifting, gets into steroids, then it goes into coke, and it, he burns through all their money, runs off with somebody else. I mean, it just destroys their entire lives, not just his, but everybody, the kids, the wife. I mean, it destroyed everybody's lives, and that's what, addiction. And I hate to use that term, but we're talking about a substance use disorder. This is what it can do, right? It destroys families. And if you're a family who's dealing with this, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. And so if you want to have a conversation with us about how we might be able to help you, what options may or may not be available, legal and non-legal, please reach out to us. Okay, you're welcome to talk to my intake staff. There's no charge for talking to them. They have a ton of resources to send to you, books, videos, all of that. And you can get all of that just by picking up the phone and calling us. If you have any comments, I'm interested to hear with you. As long as it's done respectfully, I'm good with that. Even if you don't agree with me, I want to interact with you. I want to hear what you have to say. If there's an issue your family's dealing with, let me know. Because if it's something that your family's dealing with, there's probably another family out there who's also dealing with it. And we want to make sure that you get the information that you need. So with that said, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. They tell me it helps. And if you want more of this content, because I put out a video or two every single day, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.